Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And this video is a little bit different video I'm making. It's a very special video for me that I've been wanting to do. Today's October 11th, and I want to talk about a movie called Ernest Scared Stupid, which you're probably thinking, Ernest Scared Stupid, why is he talking about that movie? Seems like an obscure movie. Though it does have a Halloween theme to it, and that's why I'm talking about it here in October. But I saw Ernest Scared Stupid back in 1991. The movie premiered October 11th, 1991. That's why I kind of was thinking about doing this video on this day to kind of commemorate 31 years. I can't believe I'm saying that. 31 years anniversary. So not exactly a normal anniversary, but something I want to talk about, because I was 8 years old 31 years ago, saw this in the movie theater, and I don't want so much to talk about the movie itself as much as the movie experience I had. And it was a very special, memorable experience for me, I guess, and I just kind of wanted to share with everybody what that was. And to talk about it, I have to talk a little bit about my background. I was born in Wichita, Kansas, which is the biggest city in the state of Kansas, which has, I think, 450,000 people or so, and lived there until I was about 8 years old. And then we moved 30 miles north, my family did, to a little town called Whitewater, which was a town about 800 people. So a big change from big city to little town. And of course, being a new kid, of course, new town, new school, had to make new friends. All that, is not the easiest thing to do when you're young. And I was a little shy too. So it's probably a little scary at first, but I made friends pretty fast and made some really great lifelong friends there, which I'm very happy about. And I lived in Whitewater for about 25 years of my life. So it's definitely been my hometown. I feel very fondly of Whitewater, which my parents still live in to this day. So I go visit there quite often. Anyway, so there I met a girl that I want to talk about in this video, and her name is Megan Frazier. And she lived in the town of Whitewater, and we were both in the same class, the second grade. I started that year, moving into that new school system. And say I met Megan, I formed this huge crush on her immediately. I mean, even at 8 years old, I guess I was probably starting to notice girls. I don't know, for the first time maybe. And definitely meeting Megan, I formed the biggest crush, and kind of the first big crush I had on a girl. And at that age, I thought she was beautiful, thought she was so pretty. And I don't know, I'm only 8, but yet I just knew I was attracted to women, I guess. And I was attracted to her, and she was so nice to me. I don't know exactly how we met, but I just remember it seemed like one of the first people I met, and I really liked her a lot. Anyways, and we went to school together, and I would see her in town. And she had a younger brother named Michael, and Michael and I would play at the playground quite often, I guess, at that point. And kind of, I guess, had a friendship a little bit. Enough that he invited me to his birthday party, which was in October. Hence why we went to the movie Ernest Scared Stupid. So it was kind of cool. It was the first time I got to go over to a birthday party in this new town. And it happened to be the brother of the girl that I had a huge crush on. So, of course, I was like, all right, I get to be around Megan. That's nice. So we went to see Ernest Scared Stupid in the movie theater around this time. By some lucky happenstance, I happened to be sitting by Megan during the movie. And which was, absolute delight. Here's the girl that I have this huge crush on. I just moved in this new town, formed this new crush on this girl. Now I'm sitting in the movie theater right beside her, probably pretty nervous and all that. And I think I was a fan of Ernest movies. I think at that point I've already seen some of the Ernest movies. So I was, fairly excited to see the new Ernest movie, Scared Stupid, and all that. But of course, having Megan there was, even more delight. Anyways, and so watching the movie, if you don't know about the movie Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest accidentally awakens this ancient troll under this tree. and he rises, and uh, his goal is to capture children and kind of take their soul. Which when he takes a child's soul, they turn to a little wooden statue, and he puts it under the tree. And he has to have like 7 souls or something. I don't know. He has I think, a number of souls, and then he kind of rises up this troll army. I guess, I don't know, take over the world or something. Anyway, that's kind of the premise. And I'd say as an 8-year-old, it was kind of a scary movie. I've watched this recently. You can watch it on free on YouTube. Actually, it has one of the free movies. And I watched this a couple weeks ago, kind of prepare for this. And yeah, it's obviously not scary as an adult at all. It's obviously garnered towards children. And I'd say I was a fan of Ernest. Now as an adult, Ernest is kind of an obnoxious character, not very funny at all. Jim Varney, even though I have nostalgia for Ernest, it is not a very good movie. And none of the movies are very good anymore. Definitely garnered towards kids. As an adult, it doesn't work, the whole story and everything. I wouldn't recommend it necessarily for that, but yet I do have some nostalgia for the movie, so I do watch it every once in a while just for that. But yeah, as a kid, it was kind of scary. The main troll, they did a pretty good job with the makeup work and the costuming. And he was kind of a scary looking troll for an 8-year-old. And his whole purpose was to grab kids and turn them into wooden statues, whatever. So some of the scenes were scary, aren't jump scare necessarily, but for a kid, it was kind of a scary idea that this ugly, scary looking troll is going to grab you, capture you. Anyway, so watching it, every time the troll kind of showed up and was like chasing a kid, Megan, who sat next to me, would grab my arm and squeeze it, like I guess she was, scary moment. So, and I was next to her. So I guess that was her best idea, is to grab my arm for support, and so she'd grab my arm, squeeze it. And I was just in heaven. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's touching my arm. Like the girl that I have the hugest crush on is now squeezing my arm. And it felt great. I can't lie. I was ecstatic that she was grabbing my arm throughout the movie. And I was feeling so good and happy. And every time she grabbed my arm, it was like, the butterflies in your stomach, and starting to feel a little wheezy, like, oh my God, what do I do? It's the first time a girl's, touched my arm before in my life. I haven't experienced anything else with women or girls anyway. So that was like my first experience of like, oh my gosh, like I like that. I like when girls touch my arm. It's a good feeling. And yeah, I was just on top of the world throughout the movie. Probably a pretty good movie, but the fact that Megan kept grabbing my arm made it the best movie ever made. In my eyes, I was like, this is a great movie. And I enjoyed it every time a scary troll came up and she grabbed my arm. I was like, yes, more of that. And I was like, didn't want the movie to end. I can only explain it. I can still remember that feeling. It was just like amazing feeling of this, attraction I had for her. And I don't know, it was the best feeling in the world. And yeah, so movie ends anyways. And that's the only experience I had really with Megan touching my arm. But I still remember it today as such a great moment, I have it vividly in my brain, my memory. I don't know, it's such a special moment in my life. It's hard to explain it. It doesn't seem like much maybe, but it is to me. I just made that one of my most memorable movie experiences, and because of the feelings I had at that time, having Megan there beside me and grabbing my arm and everything. Anyway, so yeah, still to this day, I think about that moment. Especially in October, of course, when Ernest Scared Stupid came out. Definitely a special memory for me. And I wanted to kind of tell you that story about that, just to share a little bit of my life with you, of course. And we talk about movies on my channel, so it's a movie experience. I wanted to share a part of me with you. I also wanted to share this story because I wanted to talk about Megan. I met Megan back in, like I said, 1991. Went to school with her from 2nd grade all the way to my senior year in high school. We graduated May of 2002, so it's been 20 years since we graduated from Frederick Remington High School is the name of the high school. Anyway, so I got to know Megan, fairly well during those years. We went to a small school of 150 kids. 41 in our graduating class. Anyway, so you get to kind of know people pretty well. And, I've had a lot of memories with Megan all through schooling, whether it's sitting by her in class sometimes, or we were maybe at a school activity together. We'd cross paths, and of course I never told her my feelings. I had this huge crush on I was too shy to ever do that. But, we weren't super close, but yet I think so fondly of Megan. Um, and we had some memories. I have some memories with her, but like we did a driver's ed together. We were in the same car when we did driver's ed at age 16. So I remember that. But I just want to say Megan is so wonderful throughout my time in school with her. She was always nice, always talkative with me, never ignored me. And she was so beautiful. I mean, she was one of the popular girls in school. Every guy wanted to date her, kind of thing. But she always treated me with kindness, and I always really liked Megan for a lot of reasons because of my first feelings for her, and throughout schooling, I can only say nice things about her through my lifetime. And so I wanted to do this video. I want to talk about Megan. I wanted to do this in her memory. Unfortunately, she passed away on October 27th, 2002. About 5 months after we graduated, she got into a car wreck on a rainy road, lost control, went off the road, hit a tree. And it's a road I've gone down many, many times, and I see her marker there, the cross with her name on it. And I think about her all the time. Every October, I think about her, and I miss her. And I wish I could see her again and talk to her about those times together. Like I said, and that special memory I've always have of her watching Ernest Scared Stupid. Stupid movie, but so special to me because of that time I got to spend with Megan. And that memory I always keep in my heart for her. And so sorry she's gone. And it's been 20 years since I've seen her. And I can't believe it's been 20 years since I've seen her smile. And be able to say, hey, Megan, remember that time we spent together watching Ernest Scared Stupid? Wasn't that something, And never had that conversation with her. And that makes me very sad to think about that. But I just want to say she's a wonderful woman who wish she didn't deserve to die so young. But, unfortunately, that's what happens. But I'll always remember her and always think about her and talk about her every time this month comes around, and always want to commemorate her and her memory as a wonderful person. Anyway, so thank you for watching this. It's a very special, emotional video for me to make, but I wanted to make it for her. Anyway, so thank you, and I appreciate all of you. Have a nice day.